Hi, my name is Nathen Hache and welcome to your Come Up YouTube channel. I would like to say if this is your first time, thank you for joining, but this is our first episode, so thank you for tuning in. And if you like what you watch and what you see, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so you don't miss your come up. Here joining me today, we have Andrew John with Crush Social.
What's up, Nathan? How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Thank you for coming.
Cool, excited to be here.
God, are you really that excited? I mean, you came over here from LA to where there's breezy and weather and 116 out here.
Yeah, for those listening, it's one of the hottest days on record in California, and we had to turn off the AC because it was too loud. So.
I know, you go from $16 local coffee shops in LA to 5-cent tumbleweeds. Andrew, why don't you go ahead and tell us about yourself?
Hey, well, you know what? I've been doing social media for, 10 years now.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's been a while. They say it's the Wild West, social media, so it's been fun.
Oh my God, it has been. I mean, I remember within 2008 when I just created my first Facebook account, and now so many new jobs and opportunities and livelihoods are created with social media.
Yeah, I mean, you remember when there was MySpace and
Maybe the Gen Z don't know about the
MySpace is where it's at. Maybe we need to get our MySpace pages back up. That'd be pretty fun.
I might have some stuff on my MySpace I gotta take down.
Yeah, that can be a problem.
I have my problem, yeah. How did you discover social media as being your passion and what you love to do?
Well, I just needed something to do and found there's like bands and musicians that have these big followings and they haven't done anything on social media yet. So I was interning at a music management firm and they're like, hey, can you set up the biggest DJ in the world's MySpace page? I'm like, Paul Oakenfold? Sure, yeah, I can do that right now. Oh, hello, 10 million fans from all over the world. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm literally like writing the book on how to communicate with fans on social media. This is in the mid-2000s before it is what it is now.
Right.
So yeah, that was the beginning.
Oh my God. I mean, in your opinion, do you believe that social media has launched a lot of careers and new content creators or stars, in your opinion?
Oh, I mean, that's just such a crazy aspect of it that you can make a living off of it. And I don't think I ever saw that coming. I mean, whether it's Twitch or TikTok, there's these young, brilliant kids basically that are making millions of dollars and have just direct lines of communication to all their fans. It's pretty cool to see.
Oh, I know. Speaking of TikTok, I mean, you introduced me to it about 4 months ago. Actually, maybe longer. And I'm like, it's just a fad.
I'm like, this is really funny and creative. You have to check it out.
You know what's funny is after the first shutdown, when Newsom announced the shutdown, was it in March or whatnot, or the government announced the shutdown in March? That's when I created the account. And I'm like, oh. I mean, on top of you got good-looking women, good-looking people dancing that with moves I could never replicate, but so many careers are being launched with that, and then the creator fund with TikTok, and now people can make money with TikTok, and a lot of opportunities are created with that. It's amazing.
Yeah, I feel really good about the next generation because they're way more creative and they come up with things I just like, how did you come up with that? It's brilliant.
So true, so true. What is the toughest aspect of your job and how do you come up from it?
I would say right now the toughest aspect is that all the social media companies want you to spend money to be seen. Mm-hmm. So before you could have a Facebook page, I have 1,000 fans, I can talk to each one of them. Well, now they're like, we're just gonna give it out to a few of your fans. If you want everyone to see it, you're gonna have to pay.
Right.
So then, as someone who works with clients, you have to go to them and say, not only do you have to pay an agency like mine to run your social media, you have to pay Facebook for the power to actually people see it. So that's difficult to explain to someone that hasn't lived it. I'm sure you've seen it with your social. Mm-hmm. You see it, the organic reach isn't what it was a year ago, and it keeps going down. Yeah.
God, I put 30 hashtags on Instagram, and then when I check the insights or the analytics, only like 4 or 5 people from hashtags have seen my post. Only like 4 or 5 people from hashtags have seen my post. And I'm mixing it up with larger to medium to very niche hashtags. I'm like, come on.
Oh yeah, and I remember the days early in Instagram where it's like, you can put a hashtag and it actually goes to new people. You're like, whoa. And now they've taken it away. You gotta pay for ads, but there's ways around it. But yeah.
With Instagram Reels, my following has grown exponentially since then. And then, but with TikTok, it's like, you could reach people that no one has known you before. It's like really, I don't know, it's game changing for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best thing about social, and what the big boys in social are limiting is new people that aren't in your audience.
Right.
And that's where TikTok's been unreal. And Reels, which is actually owned by Facebook, has been pretty good too, based on, I saw some of your numbers. They were quite good.
I mean, it is a TikTok duplicate. Right?
I think that's fair to say. They've had a history of that. I'm not speaking out of school.
And they rushed it. I think they rushed it because it is kind of clunky. And when you go on the Reels, all you're seeing mostly is transferred TikTok videos.
Right. It's almost like a backup account too, because there's been all this TikTok stuff in the news. And you're like, well, I'm going to just post my content.
Here's the TikTok, which is the TikTok. And here's IG Reels, which is like the TikTok iCloud or something.
Yeah, their Dropbox.
Yeah, exactly. Do you see any projecting trends in social media in the next 5 years? I know we don't have our crystal ball here, but it's just so crazy how things are trending, and things can. 5 years ago, we would have never seen TikTok coming, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely not. The last 5 years were all about influencers. It was like a buzzword. And then some people point to like the Fire Festival as like, that was the day it all turned bad. When all these influencers were stranded on a Bahamas island with like bad food. And
there's worse places to be stranded.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Like Palm Springs in this heat? No,
I know. Yeah, thanks for making me drive down from my...
Hey, thank you for driving down here.
No, anytime, man.
It took some coffee to get you here.
Oh, yeah, coffee is important. But I kind of thought, with all the stuff going on in the world, I thought we might see the death of the influencer. But I think it's a little premature to say that yet, but I would kind of watch that space and see what it does over the next 5 years.
Okay. If you do you have, I know you have clients, but have any of your clients that you helped grow by, let's say, TikTok or Instagram, and would you be open to sharing how you did that?
Yeah, so I mean, some of my easiest clients are ones that already have built-in fan bases, whether it's like a movie or a band. Oh God, their fans want to hear from them easy.
Right.
Well, try doing that to a construction company that, is just a local little small business. That's where it gets hard, and you have to get creative. Our biggest success with one of those kind of smaller level things was a foundation company on starting a TikTok account for them and taking time-lapse videos of them doing these cool construction projects in time-lapse, editing them together, put the right hashtags, as we talked about earlier, on TikTok, and hello, 2 million views later. It's like the social strategy is working. New people are finding out about the company. We're pushing out cool content. And I mean, that's something where you're like, this was hard, and we figured out a way to make it interesting on social media.
And one thing I love about TikTok is your videos have to be under 60 seconds. So it's like trying to get as much information as possible in an entertaining way and keep attention spans, because usually if you don't sell yourself within the first 3 or 4 seconds, some people are just gonna say, next one, or scroll up and all that. So that's amazing that you've created that for your...
Yeah, and that's kind of been fun on TikTok, as you've probably seen. There's little like subcultures, like there's a hashtag construction life, where it's just construction videos, so tag that, tag a FYP, which, does anyone really know what that actually, does that work? But we just do it anyway.
We just do it.
Like, I just want to have my bases covered, FYP, but yeah, so.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, actually, I thought I had something for that, but I don't. So, with COVID, that occurred, that hit us with it. Has your line of work had to adjust, or have you changed, or has there been much more of a demand for social since we're all home more?
Yeah, I mean, there was that one time period, it was like for a month, where your Instagram lives were just like live.
Oh,
like,
God.
It was insane. And
it's like group text messages. No.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like, yeah. But a lot of clients will go, oh, everyone's doing a live. We should do a live every day. And you're like, yeah, I get that Kanye West and Kim are doing that, but maybe they don't need a live from you right now. Maybe once a month. Like, just know how to kind of roll with the trend, but do it so that it fits you. Other trends though, I mean, there's certain industries that have just been wiped out. So
Right.
if they were your clients, like who's going to be the first person on the cutting block? Like
that's
social
right.
media. So, but social media has been hugely important. Like what about the restaurants that are transitioning to outdoor dining? Like if they didn't have social media, how would they really reach their audience and tell them? So yeah, it was just rolling with the punches. It was a crazy few months there. It still is. And it'll be interesting to see how the year progresses.
A perfectly positioned cheeseburger with melted cheese and the perfect amount of bacon grease. Dripping that on social, or particularly Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
That's a wrap for me.
Oh, I know. Food, like if a restaurant doesn't have great social media, it's just, what are you doing? Like,
Exactly.
You need to put your, they call it food porn. Okay?
Hashtag food porn.
Yeah.
Keep it, just kidding. Maybe not. Actually, I've heard of some restaurants where they're just like, okay, let's say for example, we take no cash. We take cash, of course. No credit card. We don't put anything on Google. It's just word of mouth. And chances are those type of restaurants really have good.
Okay, that I'm good with.
Yeah.
Because you're going so far in the other direction where you're like, oh, there's a bowling alley under the basement. What? Like that's cool if you just totally go all in on that. I'm talking more of like, oh, these are hours once a month. Like, no.
No,
like,
that didn't work.
Yeah, but the secret spot will always work, social media.
Well, yeah, because there's only so much space you can have. Anyway,
Yeah.
we get that. But no, social media is important. I mean, I'm starting to see, I believe, and you can correct me if you feel differently, there are going to be a lot more people making content. There's going to be more content creators, and I would like to see, and I believe I see more people making livelihoods or maybe just additional streams of income in addition to their day jobs. Or
Yeah, well, it was, I think everyone being at home, what were those stories that Amazon was sold out of, like microphones, cameras,
Toilet
everyone's
paper.
like, yeah, that's a whole other thing. But,
Yeah.
Everyone was like, oh, well, I'm home, I'm going to create, which can produce some of the best stuff. And yeah, it's, they'll definitely, that's where Hollywood shut down, but the influencers were still going. And all the content creators.
that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. And that's probably why Hollywood is like, man, like, wait, no, they cannot outdo me on
How can we buy the influencers?
I know they have a price.
Yeah.
What is the toughest aspect of what you do, and how do you come up from it, or how do you overcome it?
I think it's a position where people go, oh, I could do that. I don't need to pay someone to do that full time. That's just an unnecessary expense to have an agency come in and run your social. Like, oh, I can just do it in between, cooking the food or something, which can be cool if you're really dedicated to it. But let's be honest, a small business owner, do you think they really have time for social media?
No.
Right. So it ends up kind of being, half-ass and, oops. So, okay, the challenge of a small business owner with social media is they're so busy running the business that they don't have time for it. So it really is kind of a small expense to have someone running it. And the most important thing is you need someone monitoring your social media 24 hours a day, because one comment, complaint that goes viral, that's could be the end of it. So.
Oh gosh, you gotta watch out for those negative comments. And I think most people can discern, that's just one negative comment out of 100 positive.
Right.
But then again, that one negative comment stands out, like,
Or if that one somehow goes viral and has a funny photo that happened or something, it's like, that's trouble for a small business. So.
Yeah. Well, that's where you come in, right?
Yeah, sometimes people will hire you to clean up the mess that someone else did, and those can be the hardest, like a reputation management, but it's all about servicing the customer in the best way possible. So.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to add, or anything you'd like to say to anyone who's watching here today?
Well, thanks for having me. And,
thank you for coming in this hot
Yeah,
heat.
no, and good luck. I can't wait to see what you're up to. You have one of the best TikToks out there. So.
Oh, thank you.
Best of luck with everything.
Oh my God. Well, thank you for that. I just have fun with it for the most part. Put a little message, promote my books. The link to my books will be in the description there. And, thank you for coming here.
Yeah.
Much appreciated. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you watch here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss your come up, and give us a like if you like us that much. Thank you. Thank you for watching your come up. If you like what you saw and want to see more, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell notification so you don't miss your come up. Stay blessed.